Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 59 of season 3 of Brodies Sports Talk. My name is Sean Morgan. I am joined in the house today by two excellent people who actually just left, and replacing them are two subpar people. Please bring the excellent people back. I am joined by Caleb Walgren and Derek Rusnick. Guys, how you doing?
I put the sub in subpar.
Hello.
Derek puts the par in there, I guess. Well, we are very excited, despite the subdued enthusiasm that you just heard, to bring to you our Pigskin Picks episode for week 2. If you tuned into last week's episode, what we do is between the three of us, we pick 6 games, so basically 2 apiece, where we are picking against the spread as it is in the current time that we are recording. We are technically recording this on September the 14th, so these lines can change, but as of right now, this is what we are looking at. So we pick these games against the spread. We kind of talk through our thoughts, and then our fellow hosts can go through and either agree or potentially disagree with the direction that we've gone. So to recap week 1, Derek picked the Panthers at -5.5 and the Patriots at -3. Unfortunately, neither of those came to pass. The Panthers did win, but it was by 5.
And they missed a PAT.
Yep. So just one of those things where you probably should have gotten it, but it just didn't happen. The amount of pushes I got last year was so infuriating. So absolutely infuriating. There's at least 4 or 5 instances where I had a push. And then I agreed with you on the Patriots one, but it just didn't pan out. Caleb picked the Rams at -7.5, which definitely did happen. And then he also had the football team at +1, which did not happen as they lost by 4. For me, I ended up having the 49ers at -7.5, which worked out perfectly as they won by 8. And then I had the Texans at +2.5, and I was proven as the Nostradamus of the week and had a 2-0 record. So I'm carrying that 2-0 record in here for week 2 with Caleb at 1-1 and Derek at 0-2. Now, if you really like doing picks as much as we do, Caleb, is there something that somebody can do to maybe tag along and join us on this wonderful pick adventure?
So we are doing picks on the Perfect Picks app. We have a group on there just for you, our fans, and for us to be able to go head to head. When you go on there, you would have to search for the group with our league ID, which is 32B as in Bravo 92. 32B as in Bravo 92, and that's how you can compete against the best, like Sean Morgan, and the rest, which includes me because I'm in 4th.
Yeah, I am currently in 1st in that, which is so strange because I've been on this podcast now for a long time, and I have historically been notoriously poor at these picks. So maybe it's just my lucky year. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and let's get down to business, guys. Let's defeat some Huns. Let's talk about our week 2 picks. So, Derek, as I am seeing your name first here on this list, walk us through your lock of the week. Pick one of these 2 that you think you're the most confident in.
Oh yeah, my lock of the week, as much as it can be a lock because he's on the bench, is the Broncos going to the Jaguars. Sean just got my joke of my backup quarterback being Drew Lock. Everyone should watch our YouTube. Go to our link tree.
I literally just muted myself and took a drink when he said that. So
yeah, go to our YouTube. You can see the best face in the history of YouTube making Sean laugh. So I have the Broncos going to the Jaguars. The Broncos are giving them 6. I think they will win by more than that. So at this point, the line is 6. I think that line is going to move to probably 7.5 by the time the game starts. There's a lot of things that are out there in the news world right now surrounding their coach, and I think that will keep them off balance just a little bit. And the Broncos looked pretty good on week 1, so I'm taking my Broncos and giving the Jaguars 6, and let's go ahead and hammer that in to my first pick.
I like it. So Caleb, do you like that? Dislike that? How you feeling about that?
I mean, with how the Jaguars played in week 1, I think that line could say Broncos -10, and I think that I would still support Derek taking it. I don't really have a lot of confidence in Jacksonville. So, and plus the Broncos just put the Giants away by 2 touchdowns. So I think the Broncos are going to take care of business here. I think it's going to be a fairly comfortable -6 lock.
I can't help but agree. I mean, if the Texans defense can get 3 interceptions, I do wonder what a much better secondary and just defense overall, both personnel and scheme, is going to be able to do against a very tepid offense. So, Caleb, let's actually go ahead and go to you next. Which of your picks do you feel is your lock of the week?
So I'm going to go ahead and chase this one in, as I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals at -4.5 at home to beat the Minnesota Vikings. And I think it's a little bit of that, hey, let's take some of those week 1 narratives and put them where they go. The Cardinals looked amazing. Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt on the same defense is apparently a recipe for disaster. I think Chandler Jones is very upset that none of us on Brody Sports Talk nominated him for Defensive Player of the Year. And he's coming out with a vengeance. Chandler, I'm sorry. We'll make sure we get you next time. 5 sacks in week 1.
It's a big performance.
What is Minnesota not always typically good at? Having a good offensive line. So, and plus Minnesota lost to the Bengals, and I feel like that was a bit of a surprise loss for them coming out of the gate. I just trust Arizona more. How is Minnesota going to shut down Kyler Murray? Because Kyler Murray looked dang good on Sunday. I think that Arizona is going to come out and be hungry, because they know that this division is going to be a tight race all year. So give me the Cardinals -4.5 at home to easily cover over the Vikings.
I do have that Arizona fear. And it's the same Arizona fear that popped up last season, where there were moments where they looked like a top, to quote our wonderful power rankings, they looked like a playoff tier team. And then there are moments where they looked like a wavering tier team. So I like the pick if we are continuing with the week 1 narrative. I am very nervous about picking the Cardinals against the spread this season until I feel a lot more confident in consistency. So I like the pick, but I'm just nervous about the Cards. What do you think about that one, Derek?
Yeah, so as I've said before, and many great football minds have said in the past, that the offenses are great at week 1, but once you get some tape, defenses tend to step up. And so, I don't mind the pick. I'm going to support my friend Caleb in his Red Sea pick, but that line kind of scares me a little bit. That 4.5 is kind of high for me.
Okay. Well, let's go on to mine, and this is what I feel the most confident in. I am actually going to take the Seahawks at -5.5 against the Titans. This Seahawks team looked amazing, and they looked amazing in so many different aspects of the game. This Titans team looked terrible in so many different aspects of the game. So to me, this feels like a teams on 2 very different early season trajectories. 2 quarterbacks going in different directions, two offenses going in different directions. And, we just watched one NFC West team, give the Titans a slap down. I think we're going to see it back to back. I feel like when I saw this line, it was only 5.5. I was actually a little bit confused. I thought it would be a little bit bigger than this. So I am definitely taking the Seahawks at minus 5.5 here. Thoughts on that one, guys?
Yeah, so I have the Seahawks winning by 5 because that's our luck. 5.5 point spread. The team wins by 5. No, so I'm going to support you on that. I think the Titans are a mess right now, and maybe they can right their ship, but it won't be week 2. Caleb?
I'm definitely on the Titans are a mess bandwagon. I can't say that enough. That's where I was at pretty much all preseason. So I'm going with the Seahawks minus 5.5. I think that it was a great one for you to nab early in this picks process, and look at us going 3 straight West teams. Let's see. We'll have to see if that trend continues.
Well, I mean, like you look at who did well in week 1. You can't help but feel like there's some substance there. Well, let's go back to you, Derek. And you actually both you and I ended up picking underdogs for our second pick. So talk to me through who you think might shock the world in week 2.
So we go from one 4-0 division to another 4-0 division, and I am taking the Raiders to upset the Steelers, and the Raiders are getting 5.5 points. I'm trying to break my 5.5 point curse. So I have the Raiders over the Steelers in Pittsburgh by the and the Raiders are getting 5.5 points.
I can actually see that. I think that nobody really gave the Raiders any credit heading into Monday night. I know that between the three of us, we weren't super high on them. I know for when we do our power rankings, usually we'll try to predict the Monday night game, and sometimes we encounter these Monday night footballs where it almost feels like a gimme. Right, so all of us, we had our rankings ready to go based around the Ravens winning, and the Raiders really did catch us off guard. And I feel like the Steelers are defensively built decently similar, and so I do worry a little bit more about the maybe the Raiders actually winning this game. But I think keeping it, within a possession is very reasonable. I don't know if it happens, but I think it's a reasonable take.
I'm going to say that I think that the Steelers will cover this one. I think part of it for that opening week win, it is the first time that Vegas has had a game in Vegas with fans. And it was Monday night. It was raucous. You could tell that it was really exciting because I felt like I was like, man, these people are really into this. And it's the first time they've been able to go there. They wanted to go last year, and they didn't get to go to any games last year. So I feel like that contributed quite a bit into some of the issues and being able to help that morale. I mean, let's face it, there's a reason that home field advantage is a thing. The Steelers have that this week, and I think the Steelers were able to make Buffalo's offense look bad. I think they're probably going to make the Raiders' offense look pretty bad too. Give me another one that I'll say is probably somewhat low scoring, but something like 28-20. I think the Steelers will take this one.
28-20 is low scoring?
Maybe not low scoring enough, but.
I mean, what's the? Do you know what the
over under is? Let me go find it.
Because I'm actually very curious now. So while you're looking that up, I'll actually go ahead and talk through my my second pick. You can call me a homer. That's absolutely fine. I'm taking the Eagles at plus 3.5 against the 49ers. So I look at this game, and I want you, if you haven't listened to our power rankings episode, I actually talked through a decent amount of things that really stood out to me with our opening win against, and when I say our, I am an Eagles fan, the opening win against the Falcons. And I feel like if the 49ers can surrender 30 plus points to the Detroit Lions, I'm feeling decently okay about our chances in the way that our offense looked. I feel like Philly is a much tougher place to play than Detroit, just in regards to environment. And we are playing at home. And this is an opportunity for us as a team to really stake our claim on the division by showing that we can beat a top team. They just lost. It's kind of sad. It almost looks like the injury bug is starting to bite again. For 49ers fans' sake, I hope that, they are able to stay consistent and healthy. But this is going to be a bit rough. We looked very suspect against the run at times against the Falcons, and then we really tightened the ship. So I think the fact that they're going to, potentially be without some of that running back depth that they would like means that the pressure is going to be on Jimmy Garoppolo to move the ball consistently. And between, our pass rush and I think our, especially our red zone defense, I think our defense in the, at least on our side of the field, we looked really sharp. We looked opportunistic. We looked hungry. And I think we really take it to the 49ers in a way they probably aren't expecting. So I think it's a close game. I do think we win. And I think that it's probably, a 3-point victory. So I am going to be taking the Eagles here to surprise some people.
I wish I could support you like you support me on my Broncos pick, but I think the 49ers have this wrapped up pretty easily. They have a lot of depth at running back, and that we haven't even really seen yet.
I mean, does Sermon actually play? He was a healthy. Like, if you get healthy scratched for a 6th rounder, I don't know. I keep going, and maybe the homer in me is getting defensive here. So
I understand, and for me, I think Jalen Hurts has to be on the field quite a bit, and I think the Niners make a quick game of it and keep the Eagles on the sidelines. I think the Niners are going to win time of possession handily, and I don't know if the Eagles have enough firepower to get it done. So I want to be with you, and I will celebrate with you if that does happen, but I have the Niners on that side.
As Johnny Cash once sang, I walk the line, and I believe that's what I'm doing here a little bit. I'm going to say that I actually side with Sean's Eagles plus 3.5 pick. One thing he didn't mention is how historically these West Coast teams look so awful when they play 1:00 Eastern kicks on the West or on the East Coast. That's totally true for the 49ers in this case. Yes, they had one last week where they came out and looked okay for a few quarters, but they also took their foot off the gas. I don't know that they're going to be able to do as much as they would like because the Eagles looked really solid on both the offense and defensive lines, which is really kind of that hallmark of what the Eagles like to do is beat you with the line play. And if San Francisco's not getting there with their D-line, their defense is going to get a little bit exposed, especially with Verrett's ACL tear.
Yeah, so their secondary is a little shaky right now.
I do think that, in general, I am going to say the 49ers win, but I think that it might be something like Robbie Gould hits a game winner, not that it's this blowout fest. So
don't put that game-winning thing on.
I don't like Robbie Gould, so if he misses, I'm fine with that.
Don't predict that.
So I'm sorry, Sean. I know that I said a lot of positive things to support your pick, but I did not take the Eagles to win.
All right. Well, when Jimmy G goes throws for 3 picks. I just want everybody to remember this conversation.
For the record, the Packers do play the 49ers the week after this. So if Jimmy G throws 3 picks and somehow gets benched, I'm totally okay with that happening this week.
Let's finish it off, right? Let's see your like I said, Derek and I both picked dogs. You did not. So walk me through your final pick.
So there were some dogs that were tempting, especially Houston at plus 12.5. But the Browns can blow people out. So I kind of wanted to stay away from that. I know the Lions were plus 10.5, which is very buyable. They looked really bad for a few quarters, but came charging back in the fourth. And the Packers looked worse than the Lions by a lot on Sunday. So I went with the Rams -4, though, because I really feel like the Rams have this solid team. We saw Seattle go into Indy and take care of business. And now what's going to happen? The Rams are going to go into Indy, and I think they're going to take care of business. It's -4. I think that it's probably going to be closer to 10, 12, 14 points. So I felt like the Rams -4 was too good to not pass up, whereas some of the other ones were making me feel a little bit iffy if I was going to try to take a dog.
I can't help but, agree with you here. I do feel, and I've said this a few times now this season, that the Rams are probably, they're my pick to win the Super Bowl, and I feel confident in a lot of these regular season matchups for them. Considering the Colts situation, this is one that I'm also pretty confident in. I think they're going to struggle to run the ball, and the Rams are going to, feast on Wentz. So I like the -4 here. Derek, your thoughts?
I like the -4 as well. Let's make it a trifecta. I think the Rams win by more than 4, and I'm not sure that's even close to worrying at that.
All right, so we are in agreement that is a good pick. I think the only one, basically the dogs are the only ones that were some doubt was expressed, which is kind of interesting because normally there's potentially some doubt on certain teams. Well, I guess I had some doubt on the Cards, but it's it's a little iffy. But we'll see how things go this weekend. We are very, very excited to continue on watching NFL games week after week. It feels good. And so far, knock on wood, no real significant COVID issues that have actually derailed a game yet. We will see as the season goes what could potentially happen there for certain players and coaching staffs. But for now, through week 1, we were fairly clean. Any final thoughts before we close up the episode, guys?
Let's go to week 2.
Oh,
let's do this thing.
Such enthusiasm. Yeah, I love it. Week 2 it is. So I do want to encourage everybody, if you have not already, maybe you just for some reason missed the last couple of episodes. Heck, I don't know. We are on YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, then hi, guys. If you are not watching it on YouTube, then you can go and you can actually see our lovely faces and the cool infographic that shows what we're talking about. It's all found on our link tree, linktr.ee/Brody Talk, as well as all sorts of different podcast platforms that allow you to leave a review, that allow you to rate us, allow you to potentially subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And we drop episodes a lot now. If you were a longtime listener, you know that we've switched to what I call a rapid delivery system. We are constantly in your ears, day in, day out, week in, week out, and we are thrilled to be able to provide this content to you. On behalf of Caleb and Derek, my name is Sean. We are Brody Sports Talk. We are signing out. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Take care.
Bye, guys.
See ya.